Hi, welcome to Sex Toys TV. I'm Annabelle Knight and right now we're going to clone a willy. I have here the Clone a Willy chocolate moulding kit. Now this is a great idea for a saucy gift for you and your partner to maybe do together. Okay, in each kit you will get a bag of moulding powder, a thermometer, a wooden spatula, the best part, a bag of chocolate chips, and a full set of instructions. Now make sure you don't throw the tube away. It's very important that you keep hold of that. The full set of instructions have a very detailed guide. Make sure you read these thoroughly before you start any moulding. Now, the first thing you need to do is measure your tube and cut it to size. And to do that, you're going to need to measure it against an erect penis. Pop your tube next to it, then using a marker pen, just mark on the side. And then being very careful, cut it to side. It's best if you cut down the tube first. Now you're probably going to have some sharp edges here. Now this is going to be pressed against your partner's body, so you don't want to irritate them. My advice is to get yourself some duct tape and just wrap it around the edge, just to blunt those edges. Like so. Now pop this to one side and it's time to make your mixture. Now pop your tube to one side and it's time now to make your mixture. You need a mixing bowl, something that you don't mind throwing away because if the mixture sets in there it's quite difficult to get out, but you can peel it out if you really put some time and effort in. You'll also need 425 millilitres of warm water. Now this needs to be exactly 37 degrees.
Pause. Yeah, that's perfect.
Pour the warm water in the bowl. And then add your moulding powder. Now, this is where you need to be really careful and really quick. Helps if you have a timer handy, because as soon as the powder goes in the water, you've got 2 minutes until it sets. There we go, all in there. Now give it a good stir with your spatula. Don't worry if the mixture is a bit lumpy like porridge, it's absolutely fine. You need to stir it for about 30 seconds. And that will be fine. Make sure you pop newspaper or a towel down because it can get a little messy. Pour in the mixture. There we go. And in goes the penis. It might take a little bit longer to set than it says in the instructions, but you just have to be patient and stick with it because it will set. So when it's set, it's now time to remove your penis. Just carefully take it out of the mould. Like so. And now you need to pop this in the fridge. You'll need a plate. And I'll place it upside down. The idea of this is so that any excess moisture drains out and doesn't affect the quality of your chocolate mould. So you need to pop it down upside down, or the moisture will drain out. And now it's time to pop it in the fridge. So the mould's in the fridge and it'll need to stay there for about 20 minutes, so set your timer. Now, a couple of minutes before the timer goes off, it's time for the really fun part. We're going to melt the chocolate using a microwave. You'll need a microwave-proof bowl and a spoon. Now, pour in the chocolate chunks. And pop in the microwave, and you'll need to put this on for 30 seconds. After the 30 seconds is done, take your chocolate out and give it a stir. You'll need to make sure it's on a medium heat or 50% power. And you'll need to pop this in for a few more sets of 30 seconds. Just keep an eye on it because you don't want the chocolate to burn. Now that is absolutely perfect. You don't want any lumps in there, and it needs to be nice and smooth and creamy looking. I'll just leave that to cool for a couple of minutes, and I'm going to get the mould out of the fridge. So we have our mould all ready. And now you need to put the chocolate in there. Just spoon it in, kind of one spoonful at a time. Perfect. And then use your lolly stick just to make sure there's no air bubbles in there. Give it a stir. And then pop that in. And that's going to be your handle. Now this is ready to go back in the fridge for 5 more minutes. I don't know what. So this has been in the fridge for a little longer than 5 minutes. You just need to keep checking it, and then when it's fully set, you can take it out. And what we need to do is get ourselves a bowl of warm water. Now you can run it under the tap or put it in a bowl like I'm doing, just as long as you don't get any water in the actual mould itself. Now this is just going to loosen the mould, make it so you can slide it out. Now some of the mould might have got stuck in the tape, you'll just need to pull that off. Just do whatever makes it easiest for you. And that should just slide out. There we go. Now you need to carefully remove the mould from the chocolate. Now this will just break. If you can do it on a table or rest it on a hard area, that will be better because it's going to be quite weak around the tip. You don't want it to break. However, if it does break, don't worry, you can just melt a little bit of the leftover chocolate and use it as a glue. And there we have it. Your replica chocolate willy. Now, as you can probably see, I've got a few holes in there. It's not absolutely perfect. So make sure you really get all those air bubbles out to get a completely perfect mould. So if you fancy cloning a willy in chocolate, why not pick up your chocolate clone a willy set from Love Honey today?